My name is Halima Opata, and I am a dream. The rap legend Biggie Smalls once said, "It was all a dream," and that has always stuck with me. I often find myself trying to imagine the process of things going from being my dreams to becoming my reality. Keyword being imagined. I have a dream. Martin Luther King Jr. said on that famous day back in a not so long ago history, and I too have a dream. My question to you is, what do you have? Our theme is envisioning our future, and according to dictionary.com, to envision something means to imagine it. So when we talk about envisioning our futures, we are essentially imagining what they could be like. This evening, I want to talk to you all about how we can go from envisioning, imagining our futures, to executing them, and every step in between. Martin Luther King Jr. had a dream. Many dreams, in fact, but he did not stop there. After he had the dream, he decided that it was time to give birth. My pastor said in service a few weeks ago that conception is pleasurable, but giving birth is painful, meaning that the idea of losing the weight or starting the business, getting the promotion, changing the world, or even earning that college degree, these ideas, they make our hearts smile, but the execution, that's when we are tested the most. Carrying the vision to life and bringing it to life is painful. It takes time, resources, knowledge, patience, commitment, and discipline that you may or may not have, but it's important to know that all of these things are attainable if you really want them. So when you start envisioning your future, I know you see the vision, but it's time to get real about the process. Step one, you have the dream. You see the vision clearly. And then the second step is to set an expectation. But what does that mean? To set an expectation is to simply believe. When you have an expectation on your dreams, it means that you believe that the thing you only saw in your mind will come to fruition in your reality. So you have the dream. Then you believe in it wholeheartedly. You see it, you believe in it, and now step three is time to make a plan for it. And the most important thing to remember about this step is that plans are meant to be adjusted and are subject to change, and that is okay. The last thing to do after you have the dream, after you believe in it hard like kids and Santa Claus, after you form the plan finally, it is time to execute. The hardest step of them all, because execution is a giant step that has about 1 million small steps in between. Execution is carrying the dream and adjusting your lifestyle and your sleep routine and craving things you didn't crave before. I'm trying to start the business, so now I crave collaboration. I'm trying to make better grades this semester, so now I crave discipline. And friends who like to go to the library and who have good study habits. Execution is also the part where you give birth. It's the part where you've had those sleepless nights and you've invested your time, your love, probably your money, and even your tears, yet you still have to push that thing out into the world, where the final product of all the work you've been putting in can be seen, admired, and loved. During this process, you may lose things. You may lose people. Opportunities that seem right may pass you by. Doors may be closed in your face, but as long as you hold on to that second step of setting the expectation, of believing in yourself and your goals, I believe you can do it. When I was preparing for this, I thought about getting up here and just saying nice words that sounded motivational, but I've learned that motivation is no good without instructions. I got my hair done, I went to the salon, but after I leave, how do I maintain the hairstyle? The pastor preached a good word on Sunday, but now how do I apply that word to my life? My mama said that I would come to college and be successful, but here I am, and I'm trying to figure out what does that look like and how do I do it? So I decided that with the time I had to speak, it would be more important to speak words that wouldn't just inspire you, but that would impact you in such a way that when you leave this place, you decide to go home and get to work and no longer allow your dreams to remain a stagnant volcano tonight. Fellow dreamers, I challenge you to erupt. Envisioning our future. What does that look like to me and for us? The future, through my eyes, looks like reproductive rights for all women, our bodies, our choice. The future looks like innocent black men being freed from the four walls of their prison cells, America's modern-day plantations, no more free labor for these big-time corporations. The future looks like defunding the police and building a better system. The future looks like higher voter turnouts amongst our youth. The future looks like black boys having real black boy joy. The future looks like me moving out the way and letting God fight my battles. The future looks like mental health being a real priority and not just a hot topic when someone wants to commit suicide. The future looks like Black Lives Matter being a social standard and not just a social media hashtag. The future looks like black still doesn't crack. The future looks like Jesus coming back. The future looks like A&T still being the #1 HBCU, but y'all knew that. The future is right here. So really the question is, who's going with me? One last thing I want to leave you all with is some advice. That you don't get so busy and so wrapped up envisioning tomorrow that you don't stop and smell the roses of today. Thank you for your time.